Run, run, run. Let's go back in and let's exit out into the... what do you call it? The backyard. Maybe we'll have something else we can get there. After all, we still have about 9 hours until we need to be here again. Anything new in here? There's still the dead man. What is this actually? Have I been here? Oh, it's locked, so whatever it is, it'll stay that way. Have you got anything new to say?
Trying to sneak up on me again? Trying to snuff me out? Get away, pig!
Kuno S. Alright. What is this anyway? Right, we'll have to walk the long way around. Let's get there. I don't think we really have much else to do at the moment. We could talk to actually, what is this?
There. Working class drunk. You know what this means, right?
Her husband. Case solved.
Cracked it. All in a good day's work.
Open. Wait, what did I crack exactly?
What do you mean, what did I crack? Look at how working class that drunk is.
It's her husband, the missing husband.
Yes, and you found him. Now go and tell the working class woman. Protect and serve, recruit.
Yes, protect
Didn't
and
she
serve.
repeatedly tell you her husband isn't missing though?
Give me champagne, I'm going in.
There's no need for champagne when there's honor, recruit. Go and tell the working class woman what you found, right now.
Yes, right now. Off we go. Lady, found your husband. She's still searching for a book, her eyes wandering over the colourful grid of softcovers. Protect and serve, madam. I found your husband.
God damn it, I already told you. My husband isn't missing.
She crosses her arms. But you said you didn't know where he was.
And I specifically added that I didn't need to know where he was.
Well, I found him nevertheless. I'm that good.
Very well then. Where is he?
She's getting impatient, her hands now picking on a random book cover. Our hammer-toting comrade was at the bottom of those stairs.
Excuse me? I don't follow.
I found the working class drunk and I thought you might be yours.
Right, 'cause working class women come with alcoholic husbands. You know what?
Remember, about that what, never ever say what.
I'm not saying what.
You were right. I do have an alcoholic husband. Although not that one.
So is he missing as well?
No, he's not. Or maybe he is, I don't know. He's probably in the park or in Shamrock somewhere, drinking with his friends.
She looks away.
I haven't seen him for... Well, to hell with him.
She's completely forgotten about her book, staring blank into the distance instead. Kim, is it just me or do we have a missing persons case here?
I wouldn't be so sure.
He replies before turning to face the working class woman.
Ma'am, just to be completely clear, do you want to report it to the police?
Report what? He's just out drinking with his friends. I'm sure the police has better things to do than to chase down local goofballs.
Not at all. The RCM is ready to chase down every goofball in town. We care about you.
She sighs, but you can detect a slight hint of gratitude and relief from her face.
All right, go ahead. Do you have any questions?
What does your husband look like?
Honestly, not that different from you.
She eyes you from head to toe. Like a late-stage alcoholic, then.
That's one way to put it, yes. No offense. I'd also add he's a little bit chubby.
I see. What else?
What else? He was wearing a dark brown leather jacket with a bright blue inner lining. The lining is hand-sewn. I made it myself.
She sighs, her voice slightly quivering when she adds.
It's his cool jacket. God knows it's too cold to run around in this, but he refuses to change. I even tried throwing it away once, but he just dug it out of the bin. Can you believe it?
She looks back at you, shaking her head. Well, if that jacket is really that cool, then I can totally understand.
Well, what can you do? I hope that at least that extra lining helps him keep warm at night. I wouldn't like him to catch cold.
When did you last see him?
Yesterday morning, he went to the library. He went to retrieve my book, and he promised he'd walk straight back home. Because we talked about this. We talked about not wandering off again. I don't know what to do. I honestly don't know what to do with his addiction. Just makes me feel weak.
Gone for around 36 hours then. Damn, this is a missing persons case.
Damn.
She turns away from you in an attempt to recover.
I think I got it. Thanks.
So you are going to look for him?
Yes, I will bring him back home to you.
Thank you. Please do. Even though I'm sure he will return home by himself. I'm still sure of that.
She tries to maintain a brave front, even though her eyes reveal the opposite.
I'm sure he will too. When he does, would you let Precinct 57, Kim Kitsuragi, know?
He gives her a slip of paper.
I will. Of course, officer. As I said, it's probably nothing.
The woman takes the slip of paper. It's a phone number. Thanks, I'll get going then. Got a husband to find. Chances are the guy's drinking somewhere with his buddies. Find him and bring him home, if possible. Could he be one of the dudes from the Working in Rags? One of the killers? Where am I going? Where am I going indeed? That way. I wanted to go into the backyard. I wanted to have a look at this. This is the logo of the municipality of Revachol.
This trash container is locked. The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags.
Well, I still got those. Those.
There's something in there, not necessarily connected to the case, but still.
Why am I looking at you, trash container? You're just a trash container.
Maybe you're prioritizing it.
Lieutenant, what do you think could be in here?
Trash, food waste from the cafeteria. They lock these containers to keep the derelicts from flocking in. Could be evidence too.
Yeah, I feel like there's something in there.
What do you mean, feel?
It's just a hunch. Maybe someone threw something in there?
Mm-hmm.
He leans in to inspect the lock. How do we get the lock open?
We could try using a pry bar. The one you took from my motor carriage,
Or, Lieutenant?
Or we could ask for a key from the manager of the Whirling in Rags. He probably has one.
He might also have information. This is better than the pry bar idea. This trash container is locked.
Okay, it's
The
still
sliding
just
lid has
3%.
a padlock.
Alright, we'll go ask the owner then. Anything new about the body?
There he still is, looking right through you with his white
17%,
eyes.
not awful.
The body below is entirely dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
You've waited long enough. Try it.
The ammonia only makes it worse. The combination forces tears out of your ducts. You manage to keep it in once. The second time, not so much. When the vomiting is done, your cheeks are wet with tears.
Well, not particularly successful. The ammonia didn't help at all.
Nor does the wind right now.
You feel the lieutenant pat your back rhythmically.
I've seen strong men turn themselves inside out for hours. You are facing tough odds here. Alcohol withdrawal makes it considerably harder.
Why can't I keep it in if I've been a cop my whole life?
I've seen captains puke their guts out. It never gets easier. You never get used to the smell. Every Monday is cadaver day. Throw up, investigate. Throw up, initial autopsy. Throw up, bag it.
He pats your back again.
Then drive to the station. Maybe throw up on the way there if you didn't bag the thing tight enough.
You seem to be fine.
I think I've lost my sense of smell.
There's a pause.
A white lie.
Not being hungover helps too.
Can we do it without me? I just can't keep it down.
No. This is a two-man assignment because it needs 2 officers to complete. I need your help.
He withdraws his hand and looks you in the eye.
You need to get your shit together.
Okay.
We should go talk to the locals. Find something else to do while the wind changes. It's pretty bad right now.
Volumetric shit compressor.
Give it half an hour. Get yourself together. Then come back and have another go.
Okay. I mean, I can't do it anyway right now because I need a skill point, but... Temporary research bonus, none. Your shit is apart and it's rather unbecoming of a cop and a human being. It's supposed to be the opposite of that. Together, compressed in a small area, to achieve a solid level of shit compression, squeeze your butt cheeks together for 30 minutes, do something similar with the 2 hemispheres of your brain. Talk to people, maybe that'll help. I could do that. What about you, Kuno? Anything new?
Fuck does Kuno care?
Kuno, I keep throwing up and I can't investigate the body at all.
Yeah, like a fucking volcano? Yeah. Fucking pathetic.
You were lucky you didn't die there.
Maybe you got some advice for me? I mean, you're obviously handling it quite well.
Yeah. Kuno's got some advice for you.
The kid looks to his left, then to his right, and then leans towards you.
What are you? Like 80, right? Maybe you should stop embarrassing yourself in front of a fucking kid.
Perhaps you could compress this negative energy and turn it into some sort of a Kuno-fied non-vomiter.
Kuno-fied non-vomiter, here I come.
That's right. Turn your weaknesses into conceptual strengths. Try it again now.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
Try it again now. Really?
There he still is.
I can't.
Looking right
Plus
through
1.
you
Kuno-fied
with his white
non-vomiter.
eyes.
Yes. We'll get back to that in a bit. But now we'll go back into the whirling in rags to ask Garth for the key. Let's see if we can do anything else with him as well. We haven't spoken to him in a few hours. We also haven't spoken to you in a bit.
Just a moment.
The old woman turns back to the cafeteria manager.
And there's no public phones nearby?
The closest phone booth is down the coast. Sorry for the inconvenience, ma'am.
The cafeteria manager appears genuinely apologetic.
It's fine, I understand. Thank you anyway. I'm glad to see you again, dear.
Sorry, madam. I didn't mean to eavesdrop on your conversation. Tell me how I might make it up to you.
Please don't trouble yourself about me, sweetie. I was just hoping to make a call, but the Whirling's phone line isn't working. The union office probably has a phone, but I can't really get there. Or to the phone booth down the coast. And Gary's phone is dead too.
She sighs. Wait, what's wrong with the phone line?
The manager was vague about it.
She frowns.
Why would he be vague about phone problems? This is something to look into later. Ask God, maybe.
Why did you need to use the phone anyway?
To let the young woman who's house sitting for us know that we may be delayed. Morel, my husband, and Gary were supposed to get back by Monday night, but they're still missing and I haven't heard from them. I was also hoping she'd heard from Morel.
She looks down.
A little missing persons puzzle might just be the thing to take your mind off the hangover.
Oh, we've already got one.
You hear that? Someone's missing.
Yes.
There could be foul play afoot.
I love missing persons cases.
That's right. Now skip the foreplay. Time to dive into the dark alleys. Start shaking down the usual suspects. You know, legwork.
Okay, I'll bite. Has your husband gone missing before?
That's just it. This isn't like him at all. He always plans his expeditions so carefully. But you have more important things to worry about.
She glances out the window towards the bay.
More important than a missing expedition? I don't know. Expeditions often lead to something interesting.
What is this expedition your husband was on?
Just some field work, sweetie. Morel is a highly trained scientist. He and his assistant Gary are studying an extremely rare species of insect. But they should have returned by now. They were just going down the coast across the waterlock to set a few traps. He said they'd be back on Monday. What could be keeping them?
The waterlock is currently not in operation and will be back on Wednesday. No worries.
The waterlock. That was broken. Could this be it?
Yes. Wait, who's this Gary person? Do you trust him?
Oh, sweetie, it's nothing like that.
She smiles.
Gary's as loyal as they come. I'd trust him with my husband's life any day.
The waterlock to the other side of the coast is broken. They're probably just stuck over there.
Oh my. What happened to the waterlock?
Probably just some technical problem.
Well, whatever the cause, I'm thankful. To both of you. You've spared me another sleepless night.
No worries.
You're welcome, ma'am.
I hate to ask, but if your investigation takes you to the other side of the coast, please do keep an eye out for my husband.
Ah, we will, of course.
This will surely lead to a cryptozoological mystery with that extremely rare insect.
Surely.
Yes, some left-field scientific research is exactly what you need right now. Funk up that vanilla murder investigation.
Yes.
And if you see him, let him know Lena is waiting for him here at the Whirling. He gets so tangled up in his work that he may not know the waterlock's been repaired. And it's cold out there.
Yeah, if I see him, I'll let him know you're here. When or if I get there.
Oh, you're such a dear. Thank you, sweetie.
Alright, so your husband is some kind of scientist.
Oh, yes. A zoologist. A cryptozoologist, to be more precise.
What is cryptozoology?
It's a pseudoscience that attempts to legitimize research into mythological beasts and urban legends.
The lieutenant sounds unimpressed.
That's one opinion, yes. And people are entitled to their opinions.
My apologies, ma'am. I did not mean to undermine your hobby.
It's not a hobby, dear. It's a subfield of zoology, one specializing in animal species that are so exceedingly rare that many assume them to be extinct or even fictitious. Searching for such species called cryptids is difficult and often thankless, and frankly, many scientists are too lazy to do it. Universities these days are rarely interested in supporting real research.
The quality of research at Revacholian universities has been on the decline, but you doubt there was ever a time when cryptozoology was embraced by the academic elite.
Yeah, I wouldn't have thought to. Maybe you could convince her to tell you about some cool cryptids?
There's really no point in manipulating anyone. She'd be only too pleased to tell you about her work. Go on and ask.
Hey Lena, I'd like to hear about some of the cryptids you've studied. Could you just tell me about a couple of them?
Oh, I'd be delighted. Truth be told, I could really use the company too.
One cryptid, not a couple. One. This won't turn into some kind of cryptid extravaganza.
Okay, Kim, just one little cryptid. Promise.
He nods and assumes a waiting posture. Ooh, tough choice there.
Is that a cryptid on this pen you gave me?
Yes. It's the kind green ape. Half war story, half undiscovered species in the genus Homo.
War story?
Yes, it was reported by soldiers in South Safra during the war. The kind green ape would visit bunkers during the night, healing wounded soldiers with its saliva.
Wow, with its saliva.
Yes, it has amazing healing qualities. Some soldiers reported growing back limbs, regaining their sight.
And there was something about an undiscovered subspecies of man?
Indeed, there is. It's our closest relative among the cryptids. Same taxonomic family, different genus. Which is to say, the kind green ape is a species with which we share a common ancestor, and that evolved parallel to our own. Just like your partners.
I knew it, Kim. You're not human.
Ma'am, you're confusing him.
Please don't misunderstand me, either of you. Human, as it is used in everyday speech, is hardly a taxonomic category. For all intents and purposes, you can be thought of as human. Though Sahellites do have some distinguishing characteristics. Different advantages, if you will.
Yes, advantages such as the flakier texture of Zeolite earwax, or so I've heard. Nothing inspires pride in one species quite like speculative evolutionary biology. Perhaps we've had enough of that for today.
Yep. I promised, Kim, only one cryptid.
Of course, dear.
Tell me more about Morel. Looks, character, your relationship.
Oh dear. I'm not sure where to begin.
What does your husband look like?
Well, his expression is slightly grumpy, but his eyes are always bright and curious, like a small boy's. And his palms are quite coarse from all the field work, but he's quite gentle.
You can't go around Revachol feeling grown men's hands.
I can try.
If you want to find her husband, you'll need more concrete information.
Let's try again. Why don't you try describing him as you would one of your cryptids?
Oh, well, he's a bit shorter than you, but with a larger frame. And he has longish white hair, usually a bit uncombed. You might say wild, even.
The lieutenant pulls out his notebook and begins jotting down the woman's description.
One other thing, he'll likely have all kinds of field gear on him, even if he's not out in the reeds, you know, just in case.
How long have you been married?
We'll be celebrating our 16th anniversary this autumn. Not the most numerically satisfying anniversary, but I like the less obvious milestones even more somehow.
How did the two of you meet?
Via dating agency, I'm ashamed to say. I was looking to get back into the scene after recovering from my accident. And he'd just divorced. We hit it off and, well, here we are.
She smiles wistfully.
She's skipping over some important parts. Perhaps you'll find out more later.
I think I have all the information I need. Let's move on.
I hope I've been useful.
Tell me more about this rare insect your husband is looking for.
Oh, sweetie, it's fascinating. But I shouldn't bore you with entomological minutiae.
The lieutenant gives you a sideways glance.
No, I want to hear about the insect.
Well, it's a phasmid, technically, but...
Ah yes, Phasmatodia. A diverse group of insects whose bodies resemble twigs, leaves, that sort of thing. Ghost insects, colloquially. Oh yeah. Here comes the interesting.
Where other phasmids imitate sticks or leaves, this one's a living reed. It disguises itself among the reeds here on the Insulindian coast. Hence its name, the Insulindian phasmid. Perhaps you'll end up co-discovering the phasmid with us officers.
She looks you in the eye and nods thoughtfully.
I knew it. We're gonna be chasing made-up insects with cryptozoologists.
It's not made up, officer. I can assure you.
There's a hint of defensiveness to her retort, but also confidence. She seems to sit up a little straighter in her chair.
It's simply elusive, so much so that most establishment zoologists doubt it exists at all.
What makes you think the phasmid is around here?
Well, some teenagers making out in the reeds saw one. They didn't know what it was, of course, but there was a brief article in a local newspaper about their encounter with a ghost insect that looks like the reeds. Gary sent us the clipping.
So a newspaper clipping is all the evidence you have?
Of course, most phasmid sightings turn out to be false alarms, but their description matched the Insulindian phasmid perfectly, and they didn't even know what they were looking at.
So, is it dangerous?
Not at all. Why else would it hide itself so carefully?
Valuable?
Oh, I doubt it. No one gets into cryptozoology for the money, sweetie.
Does it have cool powers?
Yes, it can blend in almost perfectly among the reeds. It's how it stayed hidden all these years, centuries even.
Spectacular. Okay, what's so special about this stick bug then?
Oh dear, I'm afraid I'm not explaining this very well. It is very special.
The woman's face flushes with embarrassment.
Morel can explain it all much better. I wish you could hear him describe it. then you'd understand, I'm sure.
That's all for now, madam. Guard.
Can I help you?
Yeah, is the trash container out back yours?
Mine? No, it belongs to the Whirling in Rags.
You know what I mean.
Thank you for clearing that up. Why do you keep the container locked?
Why? To keep the hobos and drunks out. That's why. And the neighbors too. They put their trash there and they don't pay for the garbage company.
I thought as much. And are you the only party with access to the trash container?
Well, yes. Us and the garbage disposal company.
It seems a little callous, doesn't it? Something stirs in you.
I wonder what this feeling is.
Prod at him and find out.
Doesn't it seem callous to you, guarding even your leftovers from the poor?
Callous? What are you? Kras Mazov? Almost all establishments in Revachol keep their trash locked. The Whirling in Rags is not special in that regard.
Maybe I am Krasmazov.
What are we talking about? Was this not about the trash container?
Whispering points at... Yeah, no wait. What if I am Krasmazov?
We should return to this theory at a later time, officer. This here was about the trash container.
Alright, we need those keys.
What
Point
for?
it.
Mazov? Are you planning to nationalize my trash container?
Yes.
It concerns the case. Please cooperate.
Just bring them back once you're done, please.
Alright, I will. But I also spotted that inside there, which I'd like to have a look at. Whatever it is. The tomatoes are so thinly sliced you can see through them. Okay. Very exciting. Can I talk? No, I can't talk to other people in there. Alright. Let's get to that trash container. And let's grab whatever evidence has been left behind in there. Maybe it's also time for the dead body again. Also, what we wanted to do. Not that, actually. This one. I wanted to unlock a slot. Yes. And I wanted to do the volumetric shit compressor. Half an hour of work. I can do that.
This trash container is locked.
Yes.
The sliding lid has a padlock that says, Whirling in Rags.
Open the padlock with the key.
With a well-oiled crack, the lock pops open. It should now be possible to simply raise the lid.
It should be.
Don't. Maybe you shouldn't.
Open the lid.
The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste.
Yes.
We're just in time. This hasn't been emptied for over a week.
Look under the boxes of Carson.
You see milk and egg rest with one broken egg in it. Some pasta wrapper. Picking up the soggy packages somehow feels familiar. A box falls into pieces in your hands. Batiste Soleil cereal. There are plastic pasta packages below. And turbo noodles. Nothing of note, however.
Pick at the rags.
Among the threadbare kitchen towels, something catches your eye. A pair of denim trousers.
Grab them.
As the legs of the slime-covered jeans begin to unspool from the garbage, a rank corpse smell fills the air.
The victim's clothes? Cadaverine odor is faint. If these belong to the deceased, they were removed when he was still in the early stages of decay. Drop them in here, officer.
The lieutenant produces a black plastic bag marked evidence from his pocket.
Guitar marked blue jeans. Pockets empty or emptied. He wore them with a belt, too. A white belt. The loops appear stretched, but
He looks into the container.
the belt is missing. That's it. Do you see anything else in there? I have another bag here.
Something slimy catches your eye.
Reach for it.
A drab, long-sleeved shirt, olive-colored, appears from the food waste, dripping with pus.
Bag it.
This is a military-type overgarment. No label or serial number. This is the kind of rib-knit shirt that's worn over light armor to conceal it in an urban scenario. Anything more?
The rest of the rags are just kitchen variety waste. A yellow old mug that catches your eye. But other than that,
A thrown out towel and mug, that's all.
All right. We should go to Gart again and ask if he knows who put the clothes in the trash. It could be as simple as someone from the hostel cleaning the yard. Or that one. I'd advise against confronting that force.
You think someone from the whirling might have been involved, maybe?
Not really. All we know is the victim's clothes are in the trash. The lid was locked, and his establishment had the key. It's just a small loose thread.
Yeah, we need to ask the kids who put them here.
The fuck's he on about? Kids? You hear that, Kuno? He thinks you're an infant or something.
See?
Okay.
The lieutenant nods, then looks back into the trash container.
Search the food waste.
It's just organic waste, cold and slimy on your hands. Apple and potato peels, mostly. Unidentified sludge, and the occasional chicken bone thrown in for good measure. But hey, nothing. It's nothing. Nothing more to see here. What's this?
What?
A blue piece of plastic sticks out from the apple peels. It's shiny. Looks like the corner of something.
Pick it out.
They look badly damaged, but you can still make out forms and notes, written in a man's handwriting.
Officer, is that your paperwork?
No, it can't be.
Yes, it is. Look. This plastic has the RCM street grid on it. You've even got an autopsy form.
A miserable-looking slip of paper sticks to the board.
If you don't mind my asking, how could you have let your paperwork end up in the trash?
It has a foreboding quality to it. Maybe I needed to lose it for the great bloodletting to begin.
What are you talking about?
I speak of the tongue.
Doeth thou also thorough inventories? You should take stock of your notes. Make sure it's all there. Official notes contain informants' names. If some of it has fallen into the hands of the RCM's adversaries, bloodletting may well ensue.
Okay, I'll do that.
It would also not hurt to start taking notes on the case. Now, tell me what your eagle eyes see. Or are we finished?
The mug. I'm getting that mug too.
You pick out a broken mug with an oddly racist depiction of the yellow man frolicking in saffron,
An antique.
only in its social sensibility.
Take the mug. The lieutenant briefly glances at the mug, then returns his sight to the trash. Close
The
it.
container sounds a muffled gong.
That's
Okay.
one thing off the list. I think we got it all.
Yeah. Alright. Got a bunch of stuff. There's the damaged ledger and there's the yellow man mug. This broken-eared mug somehow made its way into the whirling in rags dumpster. It depicts a person of Sumerian descent frolicking in a field of saffron flowers, buck-toothed and grinning feeble-mindedly. It seems to be a cheap knockoff of some colonial-era antique.
It's just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
There's quite a lot to read into here, actually. Look at all that content.
Oh boy, here we go. What are you going to say about a broken, tossed-away mug that you dug out of the garbage?
The mug didn't belong in the trash. It was just a funny mug. Can anyone laugh anymore?
Understood. You're that kind of detective. Why don't you get back to your case?
Can
The
I...
worn map features the patchwork grid of the streets of Martinez.
Oh, that's the tourist map. Can I interact with
It's
it again?
just a racist mug. What's there to read here? Not much.
I want to get into that mug talk again.
But it will not
Oh.
happen. The mug talk is exhausted. It is time to return to work.
Okay. What about the ledger?